Hey, beautiful soul. Now, as we're heading into autumn, although it doesn't feel like it today, but as we're heading into autumn, our needs change because we are the same as nature. You know, you look around you, you see the flowers kind of dying off, and they're not really dying off, they're just going to rest, and the leaves coming off the trees, etc. And our needs change. As the days get shorter, you may want more sleep, you want to go to bed earlier, you may be starting to crave more kind of warming foods instead of all the light salads and stuff. So we're going to do a little practice today that kind of tunes you into that preparing to rest, because during the winter is the kind of time when we should be like resting and nurturing, like, you know, the earth kind of goes to sleep, goes into kind of hibernation mode. And many of our problems nowadays in this modern world is that we try to live the same all year round. We've kind of lost touch with our soulful self. We've lost our connection with nature. So we're going to start off in what we call crocodile pose. Don't ask me why it's called crocodile pose, but hey ho. So you're going to have your elbows underneath your shoulders. Hold on to your elbows if you can. Try and take your legs almost mat width apart, and if you can, allow the feet to turn out to the side so you can really relax your hips down into the floor. Then with your elbows underneath your shoulders, you let your head hang down. So it's a very, very mini back bend. Remember, back bends are about stretching and opening the front of the body. So just let the head hang, let the shoulders sink down, close your eyes, take your awareness inwards, and take this time to check in and set the intention to be kind to yourself, to show yourself kindness and compassion. Because part of autumn is we need to prioritize self-care, and especially as women, we tend to not be very good at that. We're often, especially if you're a wife and a mother, you may be good at looking after others, but not so good at your own self-care. Remember, it's not selfish to look after yourself, because you are far more used to other people if you are in your optimum health. So set the intention of being compassionate and really listening to your body's needs. Not what your mind says, not what your ego mind says, but what your body needs. Also in the autumn, it's associated with metal energy, which is the lung meridian. And the lungs, obviously, we focus on the lungs in this time of year because people are getting coughs and colds, especially at the minute. And also just visualize Mother Earth beneath you. Even if you're inside, that's okay. Visualize, imagine Mother Earth beneath your belly. So you're connecting through to Mother Earth, through your belly, through your umbilical cord, through your belly button, and feel Mother Earth supporting you. You know, she's supporting you. Even if you're on the floor in your house, she is still supporting you because your house is resting on Mother Earth. And just take another nice deep breath into your belly and let it go. Lift your head slightly, bring your legs from the back, hip width apart. We're going to do a shoulder stretch, but it also stretches out your lung meridian. So you're going to take your right arm out to the side, shoulder height, palm down. You're going to turn your head to the right. You're going to relax your head on the floor, relax your body. You're going to use your left arm to push yourself over, so you start to roll over. Now, if you don't go very far, you can bring that left knee up in front of you and just stay there. Or you can take the foot behind you to the floor, knee pointing up to the ceiling. The most important thing is to relax your right shoulder, the muscles around the shoulder, and to make sure that arm doesn't move. So it might become a little bit tight and stiff to start with, but a strong stretch, especially if, like me, you've got quite restricted movement in your shoulders. And let the rest of your body be nice and relaxed. Breathe deep. Make sure the breath can move through you with ease. Remember, the breath is a good check-in point, because if you're holding the breath, that means you're holding tension. And gently roll back belly, and I'm going to switch to the other side. You put the left arm out to the side, shoulder height, palm down, turn your head to the right, and completely relax your body. Use your right hand to start to push you over, and if you don't go very far because your shoulders are tight or restricted, you can bring that knee up in front, and you may even stay there for a breath or two to start with, and then take the foot behind you, opening the knee up to the sky. Try and relax the body. You can use this right hand to kind of hold you in position, and try and relax the muscles around that shoulder, and breathe deeply. As I said, the breath is your guide. You know, when we're struggling, when we're in discomfort, we hold the breath, and that brings tension in. It's about learning the difference between something that's mildly uncomfortable because it's challenging, and pain, which is your body's way of telling you that something isn't right for you. So discomfort, we can breathe through. Pain is a signal to stop, to ease off, to change what you're doing. So relax the belly, for that stretch in your shoulder, and so the lung meridian runs along the inside of the arm, so we're stretching that out. Gently start to roll back onto your belly. Take your legs out that mat width apart. Bring your arms out to the side. Arms are at a right angle, so your elbows are off the mat. Firm up your thighs. As you breathe in, shrug your shoulders around your ears. As you breathe out, slide the shoulder blades down. And really firm up the thighs, and inhale. As you lift all the way up, I want to rest in the heels of your hands, but just checking that you're not tensing the shoulders. So shoulder blades down the back. If it's too strong for your back, just take your hands out either a bit wider or further forward. You can lift the chin slightly, but make sure you're not crunching the back of the neck, and exhaling as you lower down. Inhaling all the way up, imagine peeling the spine off the mat, inhaling all the way to the top, and exhaling all the way down. Again, massaging your belly. Imagine, again, visualize your connection with Mother Earth through your hands, through your pelvis, through your belly button. Visualize the earth supporting you, nurturing you, nourishing you. Okay, Mother Earth is our home. We couldn't survive without her. Mother Nature. Squeeze your glutes, open your heart, shoulders relaxed. This time we're going to come all the way up. We're going to stay here but keep the shoulders relaxed. Another nice deep breath in. This time you're going to hold the breath. As you hold the breath, just apply a light root lock. So pull up pelvic floor muscles, squeeze your tummy muscles in. Just hold the breath for as long as you comfortably can. So going maybe past that point where your mind starts saying, oh, maybe I need to breathe now, but not to the point where you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to suffocate. And when you need to, breathe all the way out. Feel your lower back sink into the floor, and hold the breath out for as long as you comfortably can. And just meditate on those pauses, those spaces where you're giving your body, your lungs, your heart complete rest. Again, when you need to breathe in, breathe all the way in. Imagine breathing from your feet to the crown of your head. And just pause. Think of a pause rather than holding the breath. Sometimes when we say holding the breath, it kind of makes some people feel a bit panicky. So just think of literally a pause where we're resting. Just noticing that sense of expansion on the in-breath. Again, breathing all the way out. And as you breathe out, feel your lower back sink down a little bit more, relax the shoulders. Again, holding the breath out, applying a light root lock, so pulling up pelvic floor muscles, and just meditating on that sense of letting go. Again, breathing in. This time breathing all the way out as you come back down. Bring your legs back to hip width, hands either side of your chest, elbows glued to your ribs. Inhale, lift the belly button away from the floor, lift your hips away from the floor, and Exhale, reverse, press up. Sit all the way back to your heels. We're going to set up for down face dog. So tuck your toes under. Adjust your hands about mat width apart, and think of drawing your shoulder blades back and down as if you're plugging your arms into the shoulder socket, so we don't want any tension around the shoulders. And really press into the hands. Make sure the arms are straight and strong. Push into the hands so your knees naturally start lifting off the floor. Keep pressing into your hands and slowly, super slowly lift your hips, stretching your heels towards the floor. And again, visualize your connection with Mother Earth beneath your hands, beneath your feet. You can imagine those roots extending from your hands, extending from your feet, down into the earth, keeping you grounded, but also visualize drawing energy up through those roots, so through your hands, through your feet. Next in-breath, lift your right heel, press into the ball of the foot. And as you breathe out, really press that heel as if you're trying to press it through the floor. Inhale, lift your left heel, press into the ball of the foot. And exhale, press that heel down into the mat. And do that again. Inhale, lift the heel. And exhale, really press, really energize the leg. Notice how it feels stronger. Inhale, lift the left heel. And exhale, really press that heel down into the floor. Lift your tailbone slightly, brace your belly. You're going to come into a little twist. You might need to bring your feet forward a little bit. You're going to take your right hand to the left leg. If you can't quite reach the ankle, you can hold on a little bit higher up. Once you've got hold of it, bring weight back into both feet. And turn your head, looking under your left armpit. So try and have equal weight in both feet. Keep energizing those legs. Looking under that left armpit, imagine pressing your chest to your thighs. And we're going to switch. So firm up the right hand, make sure the arm is strong. And grab hold wherever you can reach on the right leg. And then make sure there's weight, equal weight in both feet. Again, energize your legs, energize your arms. Looking under that right armpit. So you need your legs strong here. Again, visualizing drawing energy up from the earth. Release. And bring the feet a little bit closer together. Lift your right leg up, bend the knee. We're going to step the foot through. So imagine there's something in the middle of your mat and you're stepping up and over, bending the knee towards the chest. Step it through, carry it through if you need to. Wiggle it through that last little bit if you need to. Make sure the knee is in line with the ankle. Bring that left hand to the floor, remembering your connection with the earth. Keep pressing through that back heel and start to twist. Start to reach the right arm up to the sky. So you're turning through your belly, through your chest. At the same time, you're hugging this knee in towards you. Just make sure you're not twisting on that back foot. So push the floor away. The more you push down, the more you get a kind of upward lift. You can always use a block as well underneath that hand. So imagine stretching in 4 directions through both hands, through the front knee, through the back heel. Got that twist in the belly, so you're giving your inner organs a nice massage. Taking one more breath. Again, make sure you can breathe with ease. Release, bring that hand down. So we're going to step back into our down dog. Lifting back. And you can always adjust your hands and feet. You're not glued to the mat. Feet a little bit closer together. Lift the left leg. Bend the knee, bring it through. Use your tummy muscles to bring the nose towards the knee as if you're doing a cat. Lifting up slightly so you've got more room to step that foot through, but you can help it if you need to. Make sure knees in line with ankle. Right hand to the floor, press down. So instead of sinking into the floor, push the floor away. Turn through your ribs, your hips, stretch up. Squeeze your right butt cheek. Press through that back heel. And stretching in 4 directions. imagine stretching your front knee forward, your back heel back, and reaching up to that arm, reaching up to the sky. That arm down, coming back into your down face dog. We'll do that once for each side. And feet a little bit closer together. Lift that right leg, step it through, lift up. So lifting your back heel, lift up through your core, and bring the foot through. Press down into the floor, turn. You might find it feels a little bit easier the second time. And even if you're not outside, imagine looking up into the sky and feel the vastness of the universe. We are part of this amazing, incredible universe. And I love doing yoga outside because you can look up and just feel part of something bigger than your kind of everyday life. And release that hand down, step back into dog, feet closer, lift that left leg, bend the knee, pull that knee in, step it through, again adjust if you need to, press the right hand into the floor, press through that back heel, reach up for the sky. Again, even if you're inside, visualize the sky, visualize the fact that if you were to go up into the sky, you just keep going and keep going and keep going. This universe is infinite and you are part of that universe. So you are infinite as well. Bring that hand down, step back into your dog. Lower to your knees, untuck the toes, come onto your heels into rock pose. And we're going to stimulate our lung meridian. And the best way to find that is to imagine giving yourself a hug, holding onto the tops of your arms, and where your thumbs naturally kind of land, you'll find a point that feels slightly tender. You can do it this way as well. It will feel like a bruise, but you'll feel it the same both sides. So you can do that to find it, and you can stay there just circling, so it feels slightly like a bruise, or you can do it this way. I like to do circles, and we use the same points that we use in acupressure, but because we're using massage, not needles, you don't have to worry too much about whether you're on the right point. So you'll feel the difference. If you kind of feel around a little bit, you'll feel that spot just feels like a bruise, and it feels like you've got equal bruise on either side. Take a few nice deep breaths. Sometimes it can make you cough a little bit when we first stimulate this point, because it's like giving the lungs a good clear out. It's like kind of a recharge point for your lungs. If you don't want to do circles, you can just hold. So do what comes naturally. Don't second guess yourself. If you find yourself doing circles, great. If you find yourself just holding, then great. Remember, listening to your own inner wisdom, and that means off the mat as well, not just on the mat, but off the mat as well. So actually, so many people second guess themselves, and it's like, no, don't second guess yourself. So you might find yourself breathing deeper. You might find yourself feeling like you need to cough. If you imagine the meridians like a series of rivers, and what sometimes happens is we get debris, old branches and weeds and things, so the water can't flow through as easily, like the energy can't flow through. And when we press the acupressure points, the same as when you stimulate with a needle, you're like clearing that energy way. From here, we're going to come into wisdom pose for a bit of self-reflection. So I might lift my head to talk, but you stay where you are. You're going to take the knees as wide as you can. Just walk the hands out as far as you can, stretching out. Then relax the forehead on the floor, or you can relax it on a cushion if you wish. Try and keep the arms straight but not locked. So instead of just collapsing the elbows to the floor, keep reaching out so that you're getting a bit of a traction stretch, and make sure there's no tension. Close your eyes and bring your eyes to your third eye point and really focus on that connection between your third eye and Mother Earth. So even if you're inside, doesn't matter, just visualize like a beam of light extending out through your third eye point, going down into the earth. So you're creating a connection with Mother Earth, because we tend to think that we're kind of separate from everything around us, but everything is energy. Even this grass is energy. We're all made up of energy, just we look physical. So we are nature. We are made of the same stuff as this grass, as the trees, as everything around us, the air around us, and we kind of tend to lose kind of sight of that. So really feel as if you're connecting with Mother Earth through your third eye, through your hands. Imagine those roots extending down through your hands, and you're going to ask yourself, in what ways can I make myself feel nourished and cared for? In what ways can I make myself feel nourished and cared for? And just wait for an answer. Don't try and force an answer, because when we try and force an answer, then we're conversing with our ego mind, our logical mind, and we want to actually speak to our body, to our higher self, to our soulful self. So wait for an answer, and you might not get it straight away, or you might get an answer and it comes just in a kind of an image, a picture in your mind, or just a sense, a kind of knowing. You don't quite know what you know, but you kind of know an idea, or it might come later, and that's all perfect. Ask a question with the expectation of receiving an answer, but without being impatient about it, without like, I want an answer now. So just kind of like ask and know that it may pop up sometime later. And also remember, there's no right or wrong answers. Then you're going to ask yourself, what can I let go of? What can I let go of right now? What no longer serves, nourishes, or uplifts me? What no longer serves, nourishes, or uplifts me? It may be a habit, a behavior, it may be a belief that you had, it may be a relationship that you have with like a friend or family or something, it may be a job or a commitment that you have, it may be a hobby, or I say a commitment to something that no longer excites you, no longer inspires you. Again, just wait for the answer to come. Ask with expectation, but also with patience. Because sometimes, usually you know when you're speaking to your intuition and your higher self, because you may get an answer that kind of surprises you, and that's when you know that you're speaking with your higher self, you're connecting with your higher self. So if you don't get an answer right now, it doesn't matter, it may come to you later, because sometimes we know but we don't want to know because it's difficult. Like, for example, my marriage, I knew it wasn't working, but I didn't want to admit it because that was a scary thing to admit. So I was in denial for a long time, and it's only when I look back now that I can see how much energy I used up being in denial. But because to accept the truth was scary, because it meant I needed to make some big decisions, and I didn't have the courage to do that. So sometimes we kind of know what we need to do, but it's a scary thing to do it. So give yourself a break. Don't beat yourself up over it. You know, life is tough. Life can be amazing, but life is tough. You know, some of the decisions we need to make for our highest good are not easy decisions. In fact, usually the best decisions are not the easiest. And then you can stay here as long as you like, or if you're finishing your practice, walk your hands back in, bring your knees in, either stay in kneeling or come into a sitting position. Take a big breath in and out, bringing your hands to your heart to your hands. Relax your shoulders. Just acknowledge yourself for taking this time out. And that's another reason that we kind of bring our hands to our heart at the end of the practice. It's kind of acknowledging yourself that you've taken this time out, because you could have found something else to do. And so yeah, well done. Fantastic. Sending you so much love. Thank you for joining me. Remember, if you'd like to know more about our online platform where you can join us live or on demand, just drop me a message, drop a comment down below, get in touch with me on Facebook or Instagram, TikTok, and I wish you so much love. Mwah.